All right, camera's ready, and whenever you are.
Hi, my name is Gabi, and today I will be talking to you about my research regarding what factors go into a healthy and successful relationship. So before I started my research, I gathered some background information. According to Ms. Grunstone from the Department of Public Health and Welfare at the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare, both men and women experience depressive symptoms when they're single. And this raises some concern considering so many individuals out there are single and therefore so many individuals are at risk for these depressive symptoms. So it's important to help these single individuals build safe and successful relationships. So this brings us to the purpose of my research. I want to discover what factors are important for developing a successful relationship. If I can identify a few key factors, this could benefit the well-being of so many people out there. And along with identifying my purpose, I also formulated my research question, and this is what factors are the most important for a successful relationship. So to begin my research, I found plenty of information from other researchers. For example, researchers at the Behavioral Science Institute at Radboud University found that women value social status and attractiveness in their partners, while men value really only attractiveness. Something else I found is that from researchers in the psychology department at the University of Colorado is that men are willing to be with a partner they are attracted to if that person possesses certain deal makers. And deal makers is basically a certain quality that is viewed as good or necessary in a partner. So I continued my research. I realized that everything I found was through surveys. So this opens up the results to a world of certain biases. Some people may answer questions a certain way so they don't seem rude or shallow or anything else. I realized that an experiment would be better because I could see people's true behavior and actions instead of what they think they would do in a certain situation. But it would be hard for me to create my own experiment regarding this topic. However, there are plenty of existing experiments that are out there available to the public in the form of reality TV shows. There are plenty of TV shows that show how individuals act in a relationship and how successful relationships are formed. So after looking at all my reality TV show options, I landed on Love is Blind. Instead of explaining the show, I figured I'd just show the trailer. We can all see how it works.
I've met the person.
Can you hear it? It's real.
I've never seen her before. Here, you will choose someone to
Hello.
nice to hear from you. Hey, see ya. Without ever seeing
If you're ready to find the love of your life,
damn time.
the pods are now open. What kind of work do you do?
What are some of your biggest turn-offs?
So what are you looking for?
What ethnicity, race, physical appearance? None of that matters. I'm really starting to get emotionally connected to you.
This could be a remarkable love story. You're a beautiful person. I don't have to see you to say that.
I'm scared to make the wrong decision. Can't see my life without you. You be my wife.
I am engaged to somebody I've never seen before. I hope he's just found you very attractive. The physical attraction is on par with the emotional connection.
Truly has become the most important thing in my life. I want you to be 1,000% over on me.
There's my student debt.
You're a black guy. She's black. Well, let's talk about that. This marriage is tearing me and my family apart.
This was fate. This is what was meant to be.
You're bringing me down. Don't insult me like that. We're getting married and it's scary.
Do I want to marry you? I don't know.
Do you take her to be your awful wedded wife?
I cannot do this.
Alright, so that was the trailer. Basically, if you didn't understand, my bad. What have I done? Oh, okay. So,
I've met the person I want.
Yeah, click that. Double click it, try. I paused it, so open it up. There's a little box to the right of the slideshow on the right side of the screen. Down. You see the little box with the arrow?
Oh. That?
It says hidden factors on the right side of the screen. There's a black box
Oh,
that, and then like we do the carrot with the down arrow. There you go. Slideshow.
oh,
Yeah. And you can just go back to that slide, okay?
thanks.
All right.
I've met.
Okay, so basically, if you didn't understand, a bunch of individuals date and they never see each other, and then when they do, or they get engaged and they see each other and they navigate the real world, they meet families, friends, all that stuff, and then at the end they decide if they want to stay married or not. So, yeah. Oh my god, I did it again. Okay, so
I've met the person.
Just go to the next slide. It'll work. There you go.
So Love is Blind is a social experiment as well as a TV show. So given that I am analyzing and observing a experiment, my methodology is known as a secondary data analysis. So here are some of the organizers I use to guide my research. They're divided by season. I tracked each individual in the couple. I marked their age difference, their income differences, and if they were physically attracted to their partner or not, and then their final decision at the altar. I also tracked all the arguments over the course of the 2 seasons. A miscommunication is basically an argument that could have been avoided if the 2 individuals just talked about it more openly and thoroughly. So for example, one of the contestants was bisexual, but he never told his partner, and when he did, the woman reacted kind of shocked, not even because she was against the sexuality, but because he didn't tell her. So they were kind of arguing 2 different points throughout the show because she just wanted to know why he didn't tell her, and he thought she wasn't supportive of his sexuality. And then a huge argument erupted. It ended up with them breaking off the marriage, but it all could have been avoided if he was just open, if they were both open and communicated better. A decision that marked, or an argument about a decision basically means that one of the couples or individuals made a decision that the other person didn't like or appreciate. So in one example, one of the guys went to a party and he came back really late at night. That was a decision that he made that the woman didn't appreciate, so they argued about that. An argument over personality means that it was just an argument over one of the couples or individuals' personality that they didn't like. For example, one of the couples was fighting over how one of the individuals was rude, and that's just something part of their personality that the other individual didn't expect. And then an argument that's out of control basically means that there was nothing to do to avoid the argument. Like some of the couples argued over religion or their age difference that can really be avoided. So at the end of the show, I calculated some important statistics. I found that 33% of the couples who agreed to get married at the beginning of the show ended up getting married by the end, and only 16% are still together now. So this just goes to show that physical attraction is a huge factor in a relationship, because technically 100% of these couples should have stayed married, but only 33% did, which means that 66% of the couples failed after seeing each other, which kind of shows that they didn't really like what they saw. Something else I found is that 100% of the individuals who were not physically attracted to their partner ended up saying no. So this further proves that physical attraction is so important, because before seeing each other, all of these individuals were ready to say yes and get married, but by the end they weren't. So something else I found in my research was that other factors like age differences and income differences didn't really have a correlation with someone's decision. And lastly, I found that 41% of the arguments were due to a miscommunication, and 33% of the arguments were due to someone's personality. So with all these statistics and numbers in mind, I drew a few conclusions. First, I found that being able to see your partner is just an extremely important factor in a successful relationship, and having an initial physical connection is extremely important. Virtually none of the couples ended up staying together where someone wasn't physically attracted to them. They ended up not working. And this proves that an emotional connection, no matter how strong, can't really overshadow a lack of a physical one. So therefore, if an individual is dating someone that they're not really attracted to, it's best to kind of leave that relationship, because a physical attraction will likely never grow. And something else I found was that time is extremely important as well. These couples needed more time to know each other and to get to know each other before being in such a serious relationship. And this is evident through the high percentage of miscommunication and personality arguments, because if they knew each other better, they'd know how to effectively communicate, and they wouldn't have argued over the way someone acts because they would have known how that person acts. There was also a few limitations to my study. For one, because it is an edited reality TV show, I wasn't exposed to all the scenes, so I only got to work with what I had, and some of the contestants may act differently because they know they're on camera. And reflecting on my own research, I think I definitely grew as a researcher because I learned how to organize my notes better. During the first season, I kind of took a note on like every single scene, and it was very hard to keep up with. But by the second season, I made the organizers that you saw, and it was a lot easier to watch the show and take important notes. I also grew in time management because I was able to plan out what to do and when to watch each season so that I could effectively review my notes afterwards and create this presentation. Thank you.
All right, so we have some questions from our panelists.
So, awesome presentation. What was one obstacle or challenge you encountered while implementing your research method, and how did you address it? Is there one? What was an obstacle? Sorry, I don't know.
One obstacle was definitely just the fact that it is an edited TV show, because I knew there was a lot of scenes that I wasn't exposed to that may have changed the course of the whole relationship. So just working through, I tried to find articles about the show, like maybe a contestant later revealed something, and I took that into account when I was doing my research. Yeah.
Great job.
Thanks.
We love the show. Just so you know, that's why we are. Definitely. What might be the real-world implications or consequences, influence on others' behaviors, decision-making process, or discoveries related to your findings?
Yeah, because I found that physical attraction is super important and time is important. I think that would definitely help individuals out there when they evaluate their own relationships. They could see if they spent enough time with their partner and if they're attracted to their partner, and that would help them, stay in a successful relationship, which at the beginning I found that would reduce their depressive symptoms.
All right. Think about the initial curiosity that led to your inquiry. What other areas of inquiry might the same curiosity lead to?
I think if you're curious about like any type of relationship or how to build a successful one, there's definitely other like avenues to go through. Like you could do surveys, and you could even watch like other shows, because I narrowed it down to one show. So I think if you're interested, there's you could even like make your own experiment to satisfy your inquiry.
Okay. Any other questions from the panelists at all? Any questions from the audience? No? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.